The brainwashing is so strong, and how do I put it? If you are like of the I guess elite class, and we're particularly talking about those in the elected class in these spaces, then you don't want to hear any type of oppositional thought. That's why someone like a Maxine Waters can go so far, even though she is completely batshit insane, right? Where she comes from, her community, they just take what she says as law. That, or if anybody wants to actually go against them, or actually point out what's actually wrong with these scenarios, these cities, and these situations, they are browbeat until a point where they just leave. They just go. Save yourself, black man, right? You gotta leave. You gotta exit. You gotta get it from around these people, because they are just happy in their ignorance, and they're happy spreading that ignorance. And I believe that this is all done on purpose.
There's white people, but they live in that fucking world.
What does Dicka have to say about it all?
Think Dicka has to go get a juice box for Will Ferrell.
And even they're wondering when us white people are going to have enough. Because this one kind of even made them go, fuck, dude, that's bad. I'm like, dude, I'm with you, bro.
And I'm with you, too, because I'm one of them saying that this is terrible. This is awful. This is not... this has to be addressed, and this has to be taken care of. Now, you have folks such as AIU who's like, well, solutions. I mean, who cares? I mean, that's not my job to come up with solutions. Well, I mean, I find it a bit disingenuous that you complain about it so much without without trying to come up with any type of solutions. But that's what I'm here for, right? I wouldn't have a channel if he actually gave a shit about coming up with solutions. That's my thing.
These guys are good guys. And they're even wondering, when the fuck is enough? And I'm like, I don't know. I've had enough. And they go, yeah, but
And this is real, by the way. This man is really upset at the constant, time after time. I mean, if he is from Chicago, you think he cracks open the newspaper and is happy with what he's seeing? You don't think he has stories he could tell you? I mean, this shit is freaking unacceptable, what's happening right now. So YouTube and the CEO, Susan, and all these do-gooders, they'll try to censor this, they'll censor all this shit, and they'll pretend it's not there, and they'll focus on other things. Oh yeah, remember, let's do a law banning lynching. It's already illegal to lynch people. Yeah, but let's just talk about lynching.
And that's the thing. That's all they're doing is throughout the House, because particularly the Democratic and the Blue Party, the blue team, that they have control of the House, and so what they're doing is throwing out a whole bunch of virtue signal laws and policies and legislation that actually we've already figured out that lynching's wrong and you should go to prison for lynching. This is not brand new, but they're treating it as if it is. Like, I saw this article the other day where there was like, yeah, we have the first black Secretary General of the Army or something like that, and then it was like ... since Colin Powell. Well, guess what? He's not the first black one, then, is he? But you have all of these different, publications and entities that really want to sit there and, quote unquote, make history, when in reality is nothing but a gigantic virtue signal. I believe that there's like an all female infantry unit that's supposed to be getting deployed really soon. I'm very interested to see how that virtue signal works out.
Let's talk about blacks being the victims. I like that. I enjoy that. That's a sport to me. Yeah, those people are making this problem worse, because it is insulting to us that you do not address the racial component of murders like this, or the overall stats about murder and interracial murder. And if you so much as dare to suggest that it's white people who are violating blacks, and that's the story, you shall be fucking shamed in public. The people that are willing to put up with that lie in particular, they're dwindling. Okay, that era is over, and it's time to stand up and unite behind the truth, because human life is sacred, and all lives do matter, including white lives.
They'll fucking skin you a fucking life if you do. I'm like, I know it. And the white fucking sympathizers are the fucking worst. They're just as fucking bad as the negroids, man.
Some would say worse, because they enable a lot of that behavior. They like like it's not a lot of the negroids, as my man is saying, tossing in the taxes for that gigantic welfare state, which has been just like a breeding ground for these types of individuals. Like they have this thing called Section 8 housing, where you'll get a few dollars from the government to rent out your home, but so many people just don't do it because it's usually to a single mother who has like 4 or 5 kids, and they completely wreck the place because there's not an ounce of discipline in those households.
Even the good black ones, they know that they have to be careful which white ones they talk to, because they will fucking turn on them just as fucking bad as those, and we have to point them out for them. Yeah, that's one of them over there.
Sublime in the background.
Well, it's good to know, man, because I don't want to say nothing in front of that motherfucker that makes all those motherfuckers mad.
Just pausing, so hopefully the song isn't picked up on the on a copyright.
This fucking. How could this not fucking boil your blood? Apparently they went to rob her, and I asked the fucking question. I had a lot of people fucking mad on this one. I'm like, well, if they went to fucking rob her, and the fucking 3 females were the friends, why were the 2 males there?
Because they were robbing her, man, and shooting her. It's probably one of the males.
The 3 females had her at a fucking advantage already. They were there to fucking rob her. They didn't need the 2 other males. If they were there to rob her, she'd have probably fucking gave it up because apparently the females were the friends. Her parents took her out of the fucking school, which they had made these friends because of how fucking bad the schools were.
The schools are bad.
Fucking throwing a young little fucking white girl in there with these fucking animals.
I disavow. White girls bleed a lot.
I don't at all. In order to do something like this to another human being, yeah, you're an animal. You are a savage. I don't care what color, what skin color you have.
Take a puff on that.
These fucking tree dwellers.
Okay, wait a minute.
That's not the one, though. That's not the one I'm waiting for.
Are you calling them Ewoks? Tree dwellers. Now that is, again, insulting. And it's not helpful, particularly, to anything. And what language like that will do is it will become the lead story. So people will say, okay, this guy, I will not listen to him. I will not respect his feelings. I will not hear any point he's trying to make because he just expressed that term, tree dweller. And it's an insult. Now, what he is trying to say in a clumsy way and inappropriate way is he is upset with the behavior of a certain and way too large percentage of the bleep community. That is what he's expressing. He's already gone out of his way and said, look, I'm friends with a ton of blacks. It's not just that they're black, it's that they're acting this way. It's content of character. And so he could say monstrous, bastards, this and that. But if he says animal, if he says tree dweller, then it's like, okay, party's over. Hit the fire alarm.
Because the word that I have written here is the word that needs to be used, because that's what they are. Even the people I'm talking about, they agree. That's the word they use.
Yeah, and those
spade, moolie, tar baby. What's the word?
Words are probably inappropriate, despicable, maybe rambunctious. I don't know. What word did you write there, sir? So his black friends use the word that he has written on that paper, which we will never know what that word is.
The ers. The hard ers.
The ers? Okay, the ers. Let me try to think here. I'm trying to use deductive reasoning. The ers. The fellers? The murderers. Maybe the murderers. I'll go with murderers.
The ers. The hard ers.
Yeah, you pronounce the R in murder.
Because I was like, okay. They're like, no, that's what they are. They're not the A's at the end. They're the R's.
I've never heard murderer.
Honestly, I've hated that argument for the longest time. We know what you mean. Stop playing around with words, guys. ERA, it doesn't matter.
It could be a rapper. Lil Murderer.
And I'm like, all right, I'm with you.
And let me translate. He does not like people who kill other people. And he has negative feelings about those people.
So I wrote it down that way. Ever get my fucking book, they'll probably hang me in the courts of social justice.
I don't think the social justice warriors would like the backdrop of this shot, let alone what you're saying.
This is fucking insane. This is fucking the dark side of the fucking clown world we live in. That you know that she didn't die over her stuff. 16-year-old girl, she didn't die over her stuff. She died over her body. You fucking know it. I fucking know it. They fucking know it. The only people that are not talking about it are, oh, well, you know, it was just a robbery gone wrong. It was a fucking robbery gone wrong. Her parents probably told her, give up your shit. Just give it to them. Walk away. We can replace that. Them fucking shit-skinned negroided boys were...
That was the one. That was the term. Holy shit. I never heard that one before. Like, honestly, I never heard shit-skinned before. I never heard shit-skinned before. But, I mean, I think this, like, I know this video's run way long. So, yeah, the... shit skinned, like, word, but it's pretty accurate. It's the color of poop in many cases. So yeah, and he's not too far off from the truth. They're gonna have, like, you know, I don't want to say toxicology, like autopsies, and like find out, like, you know, what kind of trauma that she went through before she passed away. But yeah, the likelihood, I definitely put that in like the high 70s, low 80% that, like, yeah, they had their way with that young lady as well. And that's and it makes my blood boil. You know, it really does, because she didn't deserve that. And honestly, I can't help but feel like of those five people who allegedly did this to this young lady, 5 of them probably are here because the mother wanted welfare. She had absolutely no plan to create these people, make these people, and, you know, after they pass 6 months, then, you know, shoot, you're on your own. They're left to their own devices, and this is the type of stuff that they get into. This has to be fixed. It does. We don't need any more. We don't need any more cases like this, even though they happen all the time. But it's good to be back, isn't it? So, with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub. If you enjoy my fantastic voice, you want to get videos like this every single day, share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube, BitChute, and Like are the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications and speak. Let me know, what do you guys think in the comments? I mean, Miss Harris didn't deserve to go on that way. She really did. And it's jacked up that there will be people out there who say, oh, well, just because the people are black, they shouldn't. It's the system, man. It's the man. No, it's not that. It's not that. I mean, has it played a role? Yeah, because without this welfare state, I can guarantee you most of these folks wouldn't even exist. And it sounds so dark and it sounds so bleak, but maybe that's the case. Maybe we're better off without a lot of people. That way, Miss Harris would have been able to go about her life. Either ways, you may disagree, and that's what I have a comment section for. Until the next one.